One time, I caught myself carefully evaluating a loaf of pumpkin bread so intimately that I grew a half chub. What I did to that pumpkin bread after that is between me and myself. So don't try to find out because the loaf has asked for anonymity and we'd have to go back to court and just leave it alone. But along the way, I realized I've changed enough that I can admit that it even happened, even if it destroyed whatever perception I had of myself at the time. If you're looking at this video, you might be searching for answers, but I don't give answers or advice. I can only explore along with you guys. My only answer is nobody has all the answers. I was listening to that one Geese song at 3 a.m., which is usually a sign that things are going incredibly well or incredibly poor. This sparked thinking about how change is scary because it's misunderstood. We think change is supposed to be a moment. We constantly see movies amplifying a single day, a powerful speech, or the introduction of a new person, which should supposedly implode our entire life and won't ever be the same again. Meanwhile, I've had the same glasses for so long, they slip off my face when I go to tie my shoes, and then I can't see my laces, and then, yeah. I think that's where we get confused, though. As someone who's been complacent at rock bottom, change is the exact opposite. For me, change has never looked like one big decision. It's looked like 100 tiny decisions just to get through one day, which sounds exhausting, you guys know it is. But then we wake up and we do it again. We don't avoid change because we can't change. We avoid it because it's uncomfortable. We're trying to protect our identity because it's the only thing we feel we have in this life. The only thing we have control over, that is. So we'll wait until Monday, until we're motivated, or until Mercury leaves retrograde? Like, what? Now we're just waiting for permission from the universe? We were granted that permission when we were born. Now we get to make the choices. But we'll keep pushing it back, which is ironically a choice in itself because you are literally making decisions for your future self by doing nothing. And I'm getting a little off track here. Like, this will never, ever, ever be a self-improvement channel. I don't wake up at 4 a.m. I don't mew my jawline. Sometimes I stare at pumpkin bread. Okay? Sue me. In my navigation of change, I've stopped pinpointing my weaknesses and started to shift my perspective. Like, I don't any longer, I don't say that I want to be more confident. It's, what would a confident version of me do today? It's all about action and consistency. And self-improvement and optimization is a very slippery state to push your mental into. There's a fine line to walk between improving yourself and becoming obsessed with improving yourself. The funny thing is, I didn't really start changing until I stopped obsessing over changing. Recently, I've explored change in a mild manner. I've picked up new physical activities and gave them much more effort and concentration than I previously gave them. I started reading again, which was something I absolutely loved as a kid, but fell out of touch with, like I think many of us do, as soon as we're told to do it, and it's no longer a fun escape, just another thing to check off a list. But what I found to be most effective is creating things that are my own for the sake of creating. This YouTube channel is an example of that. Just letting out what I used to bury and keep hidden. Creation doesn't have to be grand, but it has to be yours. Nobody cares about my journals. Nobody cares about my recipes. Nobody cares about my playlists. These will never be put in a museum, but when I look at them, I see evidence that I lived. These are the real markers of change. I mean, look at the way things change in our world. Some things stay the same for hundreds of years. It might take decades for some social boundaries to catch up. I mean, it takes 3 years for a cheap Netflix show to come out, and by that time the actors have changed so much, they have to explain why a middle schooler has a goatee, 2 kids, and a mortgage payment. Probably a scandal, along with it. And don't get me wrong, your life can change drastically at any moment, for better or for worse. So it's important to be grateful for wherever you are as well, There are absolutely moments that permanently divide life into before and after. Some people lose a parent, some people become one. Life can split itself in half, but personal growth doesn't exactly work that way. I found that trying to change my mindset at once has led to more failures than blessings. Which is probably why the weirdest part about change is this. When I look at myself 5 years ago, I'm almost unrecognizable. Which is weird because I don't really feel any different. Like the weirdest sensation to have. And it's so annoying because I can only assume you guys, like me, want to be someone else right now. But that idea has given me the confidence that one day I'll get to who I want to be. The hard part for me anyways is to accept where I am and give myself the grace to be patient and transform at my own pace. We shed skin, we come into the new without knowing because we don't have that special moment. I put myself down so many times, staying up seems like a distant dream. And where I am is a nightmare. So that can only mean one thing. We have to stay awake. I don't know if it's possible to not fear change at all. For me anyways. But I do know I can change how I confront it. Maybe it's not about becoming somebody else, but becoming someone you actually recognize. I wonder how many times I said change in this video.